Hello, my friends. So, we are down at the beautiful and mighty Waikamico River, down at the docks, and this seemed like a good place for another dose of academic tea with Dave. This one again goes back 30-odd years, and what we're going to talk about is a place in the Northwest, and PU are the initials of this place. And kind of like rhymes with a certain chicken place that is big in these neck of the woods in which I live. So, again, this is a story that deals with interviewing. And I was talking with the chair of the interview committee, and he said his first, question right out of the bat, say, Dave, if you call yourself a social psychologist, what are you doing studying children? And I tell you, I was gobsmacked. I was flummoxed. It is in my over 30 years of doing this as a psychologist / college professor / researcher. It is by far the stupidest interview question I have ever had. And this guy went on to become the chair of the department at PU, which is a good, summary of what I feel about him, university. But it does summarize again another kind of like dirty little secret about academia, in that, at least within my discipline, psychology, the subfields are pretty much siloed off from one another, and they tend not to talk to one another. So the idea that a social psychologist who studies attitudes, aggression, a bunch of other things, small group dynamic behavior, how we learn, how we acquire information, that we are limited to studying individuals between the ages of 18 to 24, the overwhelming sample of convenience for psychologists, which I was not interested in studying. I was interested in studying children, seeing how these things developed, how they changed over time, where these things were and how these things were acquired. The idea that by definition, by changing the age of who my sample was, meant that I was no longer a social psychologist. My brain exploded. Unfortunately, my field continues to be somewhat narrow-minded, at least in the North American iteration of contemporary psychology. In 30 years, things have loosened up a bit. Have they loosened up enough? Hell no. Are things going to change? Do I see things changing in the future? No, not really enough. So, from the docks, ciao for now. I love you. Thank you for all the support.